Okay guys, today we want to talk about what I'm going to call Dev Metadata. When you're developing and you say forget the name of a procedure, you want to know what, you want to find what procedure has a certain text or whatever. There's a few things that are very useful to know. So we'll start off with the sysobjects catalog view. Now back in 2000 we had sys.sysobjects, or back then I think you could just reference it by sysobjects, but now you can't. And that has the name of all the objects in your database and some information about them. The new and shiny one that you want to use is sys.objects. That is the happy official, what's the word I'm looking for? The one that we like now, that's not going to be done away with. So let's say we want to know, I made a table but I don't know what it was, and I don't want to go through the whole list. I know it was what something, so we'll go through and we'll select name from sysobjects where name is like what, and we got two things here. We got what did you say table. I conveniently named it table so we'd know what it was, with the type of U. Now U stands for a user table and P stands for a stored procedures. So here we'll go ahead and look at the whole list again from the shiny new sys.objects, and you can go through. I don't know why that always comes up when I'm recording and no other time, but let's go through here. You see all these S's, these are all system tables in sys.objects, and scroll down you see PK is a primary key, F4 key. It's got a description right there. It's very useful. But right now what we're interested in is and type, and by the way type is a reserved word, so you do need to bracket it. Type is U for user table, because I'm looking for my table. Yeah, that's the one. I remember now. So that's the one I've been looking for. Now if I want to go and see where I used that, I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 different procedures, and I don't remember where I used it. I want to see all the dependencies. You can use sp depends well, along with your table name and see, oh, I see. You must have used it in I Am a Genius proc. And one of the things I like to do is if it's not already in your keyboard shortcuts, then, and I know I've covered this elsewhere, but it's always good to go over these things again. Go up to, here I should slow down, sorry, Tools, Options, and then it's in keyboard where your keyboard shortcuts are going to be. I've got some favorites that I add to the ones that are already there. SP depends and Control 3 for me, and then SP help text is a huge one we'll go over in a minute on Control F1. By the way, when you add those, if you add them new, you're going to have to open up a new query window. They won't be applicable here. But since I've already done it, they will apply in my existing query window. So we were talking about our table and trying to remember where on earth we used it. Let's take a look at what was syscomments, and again now there's a brand new shiny one. In 2000 we always used sys.syscomments, or back then I think we used syscomments. And notice I have to get the object name from the ID because it's the name itself isn't actually stored in this table. No big deal. The brand new shiny one that we want is sys.sql_modules. This is the one that has the blessing of Microsoft. Syscomments is going away. Let's see. So yeah, this has you can get your procedure name off of the object ID. That's going to be object_name, object ID. And it has the definition for all your procedures. So bonus there. Now we wanted to find out specifically. I've got my table. Now where did I use that? Let's see. We're going to do select object name from SQL modules where definition, here's our definition column, is like what did you say table. We run that and it'll return all of the procedures that have what did you say table somewhere in the procedure. I used it in I Am a Genius proc, so we'll copy that down. As long as we're at it, you can get that same thing using SP help text. Where did it go? We want to get what did you say table. No, I'm sorry. Haha. SP help text is, I've got myself turned around. What I was going to say is you can use SP depends, like we said before, to find out, well, we use what did you say table inside the I Am a Genius proc stored procedure. But what if what if you want to look up a stored procedure and you remember coding something in particular, and I use this all the time, but you don't remember where it was. Oh, where was that piece of code? This is where this particular query comes in handy again. You've got SQL modules and you say Oh, I use this parameter. It was called input p something. I don't remember. Sorry about that. Input p something. What procedure was that in? I use that in two different procedures. I look over here, I can even see the procedure definition. I have input parameter in both of these two procedures. Okay, yay. I can't tell you how often I use that. I actually must use this kind of thing like every day because I forget stuff and I don't remember where it is. But and now on to our very last one, SP help text. Again, something I use absolutely every day. Give it your procedure name. You can go in, copy it, and there, Control V, and you've got your entire procedure text mapped out for you. Yeah, I realize that you can go through the Object Explorer, but I just don't like click, okay, click, okay, click. Nope, that's the wrong one. Programmability store. You get the idea. I'm really big on shortcuts, on doing things quickly. So speaking of doing things quickly, again, SP help text is one that I add to the keyboard shortcut. So you can just go in here, highlight your procedure name, and for me I do Control F1. That brings it up. So that's it in short. These are some of my most commonly used things. I really hope they help you out. I won't review. You can just go back and watch this again if you want, and I'll put it in the blog. So there you go.